First of all, I want to thank you so much for doing an interview with us for our Ocean Scholars series. I obviously was not on the trip with Rays of Gratitude, but I heard amazing things from Corey and Miles. So I wanted to thank you for doing this with us. Um, First, I wanted to kind of get you to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're studying at the university and why you chose to study it.
So my name is Jordan Wilson. This is my second year at UVI, and I'm majoring in marine biology here. I think growing up, I've just kind of always idolized the ocean because I'm from Wisconsin, so not having an ocean there is very isolated, and we have the Great Lakes, but that's obviously very different than the ocean. And as a kid growing up, I would always go on vacation to Florida to visit family. And I think that's probably part of the reason why I idolized it so much. So I just look forward to those vacations so much. And yeah, I think a lot of little girls growing up kind of love the ocean and say they want to go into marine biology, and it just actually always stuck with me, and I just actually decided to do it. So when I was researching colleges after high school, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for my degree, but I wasn't sure where I wanted to go. So took a lot of research, but I found here and decided to try it out. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
It sounds like everything that the university is doing in that program is so incredible. I'm happy that
yeah. I know it's definitely the right choice. I know if I would have gone anywhere else, I would not be doing any of the things I'm make me so happy to be here.
So, what is your, do you specialize in sea turtle biology in your studies, or do you specialize in something else?
Well, as an undergrad, I don't really specialize in anything yet, but I've been doing lots of turtle work while I've been here. I, as a freshman, you have to take a science like Caribbean course here. So part of that class, you have to do like a semester project, and it could really be anything kind of research related. And so I chose to try and or I heard there was turtle research here, so I chose try and get involved in that and do my project on that. So I just kind of wiggled my way into the turtle lab and then never left. So
I love that. I love that. What projects are you currently involved in, whether it be with the university or not? What are you guys working on right now?
so I actually run the Sea Turtle Club here. So we try and connect undergraduates with the graduates in the Turtle Lab who are doing actual research and try and get undergraduates to volunteer and be more involved. And so part of that, we do weekly turtle surveys here on Brewers Bay, and we count all the turtles and take down that data for undergraduate and graduate projects and research. And so I'm actually this semester doing a directed independent class. So I'm doing my own research, and I'm using the turtle survey data from the last 10 decades to just find some patterns in the green sea turtles we have here by the school.
That's amazing. What kind of data are you guys obtaining with these turtles in Brewers Bay?
So for the surveys, they're just snorkel surveys. So we go along the buoys and we count the tagged versus untagged turtles. So you can get, and because we do a certain transect line, we can get the density within the bay for the past 10 years. Like I said, we have data going back about 10 years and even longer. And then we also time those swims so we can get like turtles per swimmer per hour, which will be part of my project this semester. And then the Turtle Lab does turtle tagging. So we actually go out near the bay and around Black Point and around the um, airport, and we catch turtles and then bring them back on the boat and work them up and take all their measurements, their weights, pictures, identify them, and give them tags.
And you guys are using flipper tags and pit tags. Are you guys doing satellite tag work at all?
We try to put acoustic tags on the hawksbills that we catch if they're big enough. I don't think we've acoustic tagged one since last semester. Um, there was a point, I believe they were putting acoustic tags on greens, but they've been trying to focus more on hawksbills with the acoustic tags, I think.
Right,
Because
right.
the greens, they just fall off a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Um, so you were on the boat with Rays of Gratitude, right?
Yeah.
For this trip. Do you want to just kind of give me a little bit of your side of the experience you had with us on our research with the university?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool to have someone there, kind of documenting what the university does for the turtle research and taking those videos, because I think I would have loved to have seen something like that before I came here, and or anywhere, seeing the research that they did and stuff that you can get involved in at universities. I think definitely here it has to be can be improved a lot how they reach out to other people, especially people who aren't from the island, because that transition from the continental US or farther is very difficult to come here from there and not have. And so I think it'll be very cool if they can start to put more information out there.
Yeah. So that is kind of a nice segue into my next question, which is, what do you feel are the most important issues to highlight in the world of wildlife conservation in general? Obviously, sea turtle conservation more specifically, but what do you think are some of the major issues and things that you, as someone coming up in this field, feels is important for people to know?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yeah.
Um, I think definitely like pollution for sure, like plastics are a huge issue now. So just being aware of what you use and where you use it and where it might go after you're done using it is a really big issue. I know I always try and when I'm snorkeling or diving, pick up any trash in the ocean, which isn't luckily here it hasn't been a lot, but I know in other places it's pretty bad. And then also climate change is a big one, which is hard to really make a difference as one person, but I feel like just trying to be more sustainable in what we use and advocate to all the issues that we have going on, especially in the ocean, to make people understand that it's a big issue and it can cause a lot of issues cascading down the future if we don't do something to change it.
Yeah, I think both of those are really important issues to highlight. There's a lot of stuff that we are trying to help with at Rays of Gratitude, and both of those are key points that we'd like to highlight as well. So I think those are great things. Those are issues we should definitely bring light to. So what are your plans for the future? What would you like to see yourself doing in 10 years, um, in the world of conservation?
Yeah, so I'm pretty open to like my career after college. Just kind of waiting to see what happens and see what kind of options I have. But I would love to do something where I can be in the water, like some kind of diving or dive instructor or something, and then also be teaching about all the organisms and the ecology in the ocean that I've learned since I've been here. I think something with teaching and like getting that information out there because I love these things so much. So it's fun to share them with others, while also being able to be in the ocean in some aspect. So I'm pretty open to like either research or the more community side of things. My plan is just to see what's out there and make my decision afterwards.
Yeah, that's a great plan. Always stay open. And are there any other fields of conservation other than sea turtles that you are interested in?
Yeah, pretty much anything marine related I think is pretty cool. Done a little bit of coral work here with the coral spawning, and I think that's super awesome. And I'm super interested in sharks and fish. Um, Shark conservation is definitely a big one that needs to be talked about more because it's a huge issue that luckily more people are starting to understand these days, the bad rep that sharks get, but it's definitely still a big issue. But yeah, I think anything marine related or like just sustainable living in general.
That's awesome. Have you done any work with reef response down there?
I have not. Like I said, I've done some volunteer choral work a few times for some spawning events when we collected the spawn. But I've tried to reach out to choral response before, but I think they're more graduate based in
Hmm.
that lab. But
The reason I ask is because we have recently partnered with them with Reef Response. So that's going to be something that Rays of Gratitude is working towards and working with in this year, but definitely next year. We're going to be kind of moving into coral, so that's why I ask. Um, and I know that they are doing some really amazing stuff with coral regeneration. So
um, some
yeah,
really great stuff in there. I know that.
yeah, for sure. Well, this has been amazing. I really do appreciate you taking time on a Saturday to talk with us.